Today, I have another special episode. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode, well, 2 weeks ago, the traveling to the end dimension to defeat the dragon as a community. And today, we're going to take you through some more updates of my base. I am working on the elevator shaft for the tower, and I'm starting to figure out what is going to go inside of the tower when it is finished. Before I get to all of that, though, I need to go collect some healing crystals. Gil made me a new skin. It's an eco-dwarf skin, and it incorporates the amethyst into the headpiece that I made. It just makes me look more like a eco-friendly dwarf, you know, one of those green thumb dwarfs that aren't very common in media, but deserve more representation. Well, I think that's enough goofiness. Let's go through that time lapse of me building that tower of landings. So I'm thinking as I build this tower, what the heck is going to go inside of it? And that is really something which, of course, in the real world is planned ahead of time. So I'm thinking I ought to be doing the planning of each floor right now. The last time I made a skyscraper in this game, I did not have plans. Subsequently, nearly every single floor was unoccupied and had no purpose. Ended up trying to get that tower to be the premier shopping district in that world. And then poof, the world was gone. People stopped playing because of other reasons. And well, I like to think that it's not because of my tower. Well, anyway, I think as far as solar punk towers go, they need to be efficient with their use of space, and they might even have some built-in redundancies, like farms on each floor to minimize the amount of travel people have to do to get the food they need. This would mean that I would probably put villagers on different floors that might be able to freely farm, each one having to be as spawn-proof as possible and make sure that they're safe from zombie creatures. There will be a city of sorts in this tower, I think, is the best way to describe it. In other words, this project is going to take a lot of time, and there's still a few questions I need to answer for myself about the size and scope of it. But that's okay, more content for you. Right now, it's actually time for me to gather up some supplies for my storage system, restock my shop, check on that copy of Pigstep I put up for sale a few days ago that I didn't tell you about yet, and see if I got a ton of diamonds from that. Fortunately, right now, my slime farm, I haven't spent a lot of time AFK near it, so I don't have a ton of slimes. Bruh. But I definitely want to continue selling them until somebody else in the shopping district, where we have just a little bit of capitalism as a treat, if somebody else wants to make slimes instead of me, that's okay. I don't really think that my sustainable tiny slime farm will be sufficient for me and the sales that I would want to do with it. I did, however, come up with a clever new thing to sell inside of my record shop. I'm going to sell healing crystals as turntable needles, but they're actually just amethyst clusters. But Gil said that he might sell them as healing crystals or Himalayan salt lamps in his shop as well. But I figured people might like this light source, so let's go to the shopping district and take care of these things. After I spawned in here, I do realize that I am terribly low on food, and I'm probably going to need to pick up some golden carrots from Raine Mustang's stand as well. So hopefully, hopefully this will be a breeze, because I'm hoping I actually made some money at my shops. And of course, I'm just selling out of all kinds of my things, so we really got to take some time to AFK and stock these things up. Haven't sold any rock and roll posters, but we need to find a barrel, set up our new item. I'm gonna go into the back rooms, steal a barrel from myself. Not really stealing it. Here's some signs. First, I want to put a temporary block, because I'm going to put the crystal, or the turntable needle rather, oops, right underneath. There we go. I think I'm gonna sell them in stacks of 4, because they are kind of expensive to get. It takes a while to collect enough of these needles. Let's say spare. Ah, it looks like we sold another set. That's nice. And we might have oh, there it is. Haha, yes. I spent a lot of diamonds in the last episode, and this is going to be helpful because I'm like almost out. I was almost out. Now I'm not. Ooh, and I even sold a jukebox. Sweet. I always like to rearrange everything so it looks pretty. Hopefully soon, once we get the community shulker farm going, I'll be able to sell them in boxes. And I just learned that the top of my shop is spawnable, so I should probably put some more light up there really quick. And it's probably going to be glowstone glowstone or sea lanterns. First, I'm gonna buy a bunch of these golden carrots because I am quite low on food. I hate this rain. It's looking like I should probably return home to get some sea lanterns or glowstone because I don't want to use lanterns or anything like that. I want it to be more natural. Yeah, glowstone and then black carpet. That's what I think is going to work best. Definitely don't want to forget the glow wings. That'll help spruce up our signs quite a bit there in the shop. Also, I'll take some lime dye with me because I like that as my sign color. Alright, so we need to get a little bit of wool. I definitely can glide there. Let's go sleep in the spawn building first. I do not like being in this shopping district so late at night. Although it does look like somebody's been torching things. Probably right about here would be a good spot. I'm going to say definitely here would be a good spot. And then afterward, we'll check with F7 and see if I was correct. Let's see. I don't even know if we need... Okay, I definitely probably want to put one like here because that amethyst isn't enough. It's not quite doing the job. Although, shoot. Oh, wait. That does work. Okay, cool. And it's time to see if there's any more dripstone blocks from Mastawunda. Another shout out. Oh, whoa. I'm glad I waited. Love the economy in this server we have going. I actually am really loving this shopping district. Look at these great shops. That's the dye shop, concrete, that Sunny made. This is MK the Maniac's honey supply shop. Very great. And the bookstore is wonderful. I just think that Zant should put like glow lichen on his shop front. But this is already just 10 times better shopping district than I remember us having when I started on Stonecraft. So the final thing that I wanted to do for today's episode is take you back to my base. And I'm going to start brainstorming some ideas for a palette for Nether Tunnel. That's what I need to do. I have to put it together and make it special, and I need to figure out beforehand what it's going to be made out of and go into the brainstorming process after that of what it's going to look like. Just got to do a dripstone drop. And I just realized that I never changed my signs at all in my shop. Well, that's okay. So this is the palette I'm thinking of going with. Amethyst blocks, tiled deep slate, and weathered copper. Oh, and of course, tinted glass. But all of these are very expensive blocks, and it's going to take a long time to gather them, so I think that that's what I'm going to be doing for the interim time between now and my next video in 2 weeks, is just gathering as much of these items as possible. I think somebody has started a copper farm, but I don't know if they've started to sell that copper yet. They might just be using it for themselves. So there's going to be mining, there's going to be a lot of amethyst collecting, and I think that's going to have to take place off camera. And so that way I can actually build my nether tunnel for the next episode. So I'm glad you enjoyed these episodes. I know they're a bit short compared to other people who create on YouTube, but this is what I can do at the moment, and I'm just building up my skills in this area over time and making better and better content as we go along. Thanks for watching, and see you on the flip side. Oh, and I forgot to mention, don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya on the flip side. Hey, one last thing before you go. I don't just jam out to C418 in Minecraft, but I also jam out to some songs on a podcast called The Album Concept Hour Side B. You should check that out. The links to that channel, there's two channels actually. One is Flyover State Park and one is Flyover State TV. The TV one is the live channel, and they're both in the Chums section of this channel. Give them a listen. Yeah, check it out. The only thing I should say, though, is that they're 18 plus because there is profanity. Podcast right now, we're doing something called the 50 States Project, where we're trying to put together playlists which are somewhat representative of each of the 50 states. It's something that Sufjan Stevens said that he wanted to do, and he never really did it. He broke his promise to America. So, yeah. Anyway, check us out and go to the link tree that will be in the bottom of this somewhere where my finger is pointing. And yeah, thank you for your viewership.